On an ordinary morning, Salem left his home carrying the same heavy thoughts he faced every day. The world seemed to move in shades of gray, and he walked through it without really looking, as if life was a movie playing beside him, not a path he was walking on. He felt stuck, like a ship anchored in a storm, unable to move forward, tossed about by waves of worry and doubt. The future felt like a distant, foggy shore he could never reach. He paused at a street corner where an elderly man was selling coffee from a small cart. The morning air was crisp and cold, and steam rose from the coffee pots, mingling with the vendor's warm breath. Despite the early hour and the chill that seeped into your bones, the man smiled at every single customer. It wasn't a forced, polite smile. It was genuine, reaching his eyes as if he was sharing a little piece of his own warmth with each cup he sold. As Salem watched, he saw the man greet a regular, asking about his family, sharing a quick laugh. He was more than a vendor. He was a small, bright beacon in the morning rush. In that moment, a thought sparked in Salem's mind. Happiness isn't always found in comfort or wealth. This man, standing in the cold for hours, had found his happiness in the simple act of serving others, in the connection he made with each person. His happiness came from meaning. Salem bought a coffee, and the warm cup felt like more than just a drink. It felt like a lesson. He continued his walk, sipping the hot coffee, the warmth spreading through him. His gaze, usually fixed on the pavement in front of him, started to lift. He noticed things he'd normally ignore. The way the sunlight filtered through the leaves of a tall tree, creating dancing patterns on the sidewalk. The sound of distant laughter from a nearby playground. It was as if the world was slowly coming into focus. He was starting to see, not just look. A little further down the street, he saw a father teaching his young child to ride a bicycle. The bike was small and bright red, and the child wobbled precariously, her face a mixture of intense concentration and pure excitement. She pedaled a few feet, then lost her balance and tumbled onto the soft grass beside the path. There were no tears. She just got up, brushed herself off, and looked at her dad with a determined grin. "Again!" she shouted. Her father steadied the bike and she climbed back on. She fell again and again. But each time she got up faster, and each time she laughed. The child didn't know the word failure. For her there was only try. A quiet question formed in Salem's mind, a whisper to himself. When did I stop trying? When did falling down become a reason to stay down instead of a reason to get back up and try again? He remembered all the times he had given up on something because it felt too hard, because he had failed once or twice. The child's laughter echoed in his ears, a powerful reminder that the journey is made of attempts, not just successes. Drawn by the sound of birds, Salem wandered into a nearby park. The morning was alive with activity. He saw a woman jogging on a trail. She wasn't young or particularly athletic. She was moving slowly, her breathing heavy and labored. Other faster runners zipped past her, their movements effortless and fluid, but the woman didn't seem to notice or care. Her eyes were fixed ahead, her pace steady, her arms bumping rhythmically. She wasn't racing anyone. She was in a race with herself against the part of her that wanted to stop. And with every step, she was winning. Salem watched her until she disappeared around a bend, her slow, steady rhythm a testament to her willpower. He understood then that progress isn't about speed. It's not about being the best or the fastest. It's about consistency. It's about showing up day after day and taking one more step than you thought you could. The small, consistent efforts are what build mountains. He walked out of the park and stopped in front of a shop window. He didn't look at the clothes or the mannequins on display. He looked at his own reflection. For the first time in a long time, he really saw himself. He saw the fatigue in his eyes, the slump in his shoulders. But he also saw something else, a flicker of the same light he'd seen in the coffee vendor's smile, a hint of the child's fearless determination, a shadow of the jogger's quiet resolve. He saw a person who had forgotten how to see the lessons life was offering. He leaned closer to the glass, his reflection just inches away, and whispered a promise to himself. I can do this too. It wasn't a grand declaration, It was a quiet, personal vow. One small step today is better than none. He decided he wouldn't try to change his entire life overnight. He would just take one small step. Maybe it was finishing a task he'd been putting off. Maybe it was calling a friend. Maybe it was just deciding to look up and see the world around him tomorrow, just like he did today. That day didn't magically solve all of Salem's problems. The weight he carried didn't vanish into thin air, but something fundamental had shifted inside him. The way he saw the world had changed, and in turn, the way he saw himself had changed too. He walked home with a lighter step, the gray world now tinged with color. He realized that inspiration isn't something you have to search for in far-off places or grand experiences. It's right here, in the ordinary moments of an ordinary day. It's in a warm smile, a child's laughter, a stranger's determination. From that day on, Salem didn't just pass by the scenes of his life. He learned from them. He started collecting these small moments of inspiration, using them as fuel. He understood that life isn't about waiting for the storm to pass. It's about learning to dance in the rain. One small, meaningful step at a time. Every day became an opportunity, not a burden. And in this new perspective, he found his own reason to be happy, his own reason to try again, and his own strength to keep going. Thank you so much for watching. If this story resonated with you, remember to like and subscribe for more content that finds the extraordinary in the ordinary. What's one small step you can take today? Let us know in the comments below. See you next time.